For parents, sometimes the hardest part of sending the kids back to school is actually making the school lunches. Taylor Simpson is a dietitian for Weis Markets, and she's here to help us. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
I'm very happy to have you here because up until you came here, I forgot that this was the first year that I have to send my daughter to school with a lunch. And I was like, oh, time to start thinking about this.
Some great ideas here for you to help give you some inspiration.
Good. All right. So where do we get started? And because being healthy is really important to me, and I also want to make sure that she actually eats it. So I think a lot of parents are in that same boat. How do you come up with the healthy items that they will actually want to eat?
Right, so ask them. So, ask them what are they willing to eat, try some new foods. One of the things that I recommend is making a master list. And so what that essentially is actually just compiling a list of foods that your child likes to eat and then breaking it down into categories such as protein, fruits and vegetables, and whole grains. And so that's actually the healthful lunch formula. So those 4 ingredients.
Okay.
And so the recipes and lunch ideas that I have to share with you today actually all kind of align with that formula.
Okay. All right, so let's start out. Where do you want to start? Here or there?
So we'll start right here. So this is actually a chicken and veggie wrap, and it has ranch. So it's really easy to do, really easy to assemble. And I like this recipe because it can very easily use leftover chicken and veggies. So if you have a meal the night before where you use chicken or grilled veggies, you can really repurpose those.
Right.
And the assembly is really easy. So I paired mine with some yogurt and some fruit for a nice sweet finish, but you can really pair it with anything else that you might have on hand, such as cut vegetables for dipping or other fresh fruits.
And really easy to make there. And what is it, sort of like a bento box setup going on
So this one is kind of, the idea is kind of there. It's compartmentalized like a bento box is. But we'll look at a little bit more of a bento box idea down there.
Okay, down there. All right.
So the other recipe that kind of goes along with the formula here is the Little Italy pasta salad. And we're actually going to make this one right now.
All right.
So what I have in here is just cooked whole grain pasta. And you can actually give me a hand if you like. So we're just going to add some different ingredients. So I've got some chopped spinach here.
And this is what kind of cheese?
Provolone cheese, that's just diced.
Okay.
I've got some halved grape tomatoes.
Okay. And these are, they're cute little
mini pepperonis, but you could also
really
use,
tiny.
you could use something like diced ham or diced salami as well.
Got
and then some English cucumbers.
Okay.
And then lastly, we have some dressing here, and the dressing is just Italian dressing.
So just pour it all over?
Yep, exactly.
All of it?
Yes, just.
Okay.
Italian seasoning, Italian dressing, and black pepper. So really, really easy to do. So we can see how quickly this is really coming together.
It smells really good too.
Oh yeah, it's making me hungry.
Right.
So I'm just going to toss it together, and you can see how quickly it comes together, and you have a nice, healthy, filling lunch for your child.
Right.
And the other thing that I like about this recipe, besides the assembly, is the ability to use some leftover pasta from the night before.
Yes.
So really, really easy to get some leftovers.
I also like the idea of, and I see that you put it here in the mason jar, but just making that on a Sunday, having it, so at least one part of the lunch is done.
Right.
You're just scooping and going and then adding.
Yep, and so you can serve it just as it is. You can also pair it again with something like the fruits or fresh fruit or chopped vegetables for dipping. So
these kids do not know how good they had it. When I went to school, what do you have, a little lunch meat sandwich and like a little Debbie.
Outside of the sandwich box
way
now, right?
better.
Or bag. So the bento box here, we have a couple different components. So again, we're still thinking about that formula. So we have our whole grain, which is popcorn. That could also be something like whole grain crackers or whole grain cereal.
Okay.
We have our protein, which is raw almonds. You could use other nuts. If nuts aren't available to you for allergy purposes, you could do something like roasted chickpeas or hard-boiled eggs.
Which is smart because some schools won't let you have any nuts in there.
Exactly.
So the chickpeas will do that.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I have some cut veggies and fruit, and so both of those are going to add a nice pop of color. And then I have some hummus for those vegetables there. And so the idea is a fun and attractive lunch idea. Who wouldn't want to eat this? It looks pretty, it's bright, it's inviting. Part of the struggle of packing a healthy lunch is just getting your child to eat it. So
exactly. And when I look at this, I think, oh, you know what? This is something she would actually want to put together, the night before, because it looks pretty. And they're arranging it, and you've got the little what are these? They're like silicone.
So those are silicone cupcake cups.
Yeah.
To keep
and
the
it
thing
just looks
separated.
cuter. So then we'd have to make 2, one for me. On top of getting all the stuff from Weis, all the food from Weis, you have other back-to-school items that we can get there.
Absolutely, yes. You can stop into your local Weis Markets, pick up the Healthy Bites magazine, pick up all your back-to-school necessities, notebooks, backpacks, lunch containers, of course. Get some fun silicone cupcake holders.
That's there too.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything is there. Okay, perfect. And you also have events all of the time, but there are a couple coming up. How do people find out about them?
So you can find them on our Facebook page or on our Eventbrite page. I do have one on the 22nd.
Okay. Good. So we've got that on there too. They can always email you too, right? Because we
Absolutely.
just gave away your email address. So here's hoping
Perfect.
that's true.
Yep. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here and all of these helpful ideas. I'm feeling more prepared now.
Awesome. That's the goal.
We'll be right back right after this. Stay tuned.